Stop laughing at me. It's not funny. What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Blue Focus 22 coming back with more Astrologaster. I'm joined today with Dark Rose, aka the Missus. I flubbed up my intro and she's laughing at me. It's not funny. Stop laughing. It's not funny. Anyway, let's continue from where we left off with Astrologaster.
'Tis sure she is no beauty, 'tis true she lacks finesse, but every awkward hero needs his awkward princess.
I thought we did this part for a minute there, because I'm like, wait, didn't we do this already?
Ah, well met, Mistress Allen. Pray tell, the last time I saw you, you were with child, methinks. Pray tell, how
I
fares...
would rather not talk about that, if you please.
Oh, I see. I am full sorry, madam.
What?
I'm
brings
come
you
upon
this?
the matter
Beg
that
your
brings...
pardon, madam. I prithee, madam, say on.
I'm come about the new law. I know not what to do, and I would have counsel.
You are in trouble with the law, madam?
Nay, at least not yet, but my neighbours have begun to remark unkindly upon my absences, my Sunday absences from church. I am afeard one of them may soon denounce me.
Ah, 'tis the Act Against Recusants you speak of. The law that obliges Catholics to attend church and take the English sacrament. You are of the Catholic faith, then, I take it?
I, a Catholic, but as well a law-abiding woman and a full loyal subject of the Queen. Long may she reign.
I do not doubt it, madam.
But to take the Protestant sacrament, 'tis heresy. So says the Pope in Rome. I risk being damned to hell if I do it, Dr. Foreman. Verily, I find myself in a most terrible bind.
I see. Damned if you do, yet condemned if you do not. A cruel bind indeed. Well, let us see if the stars may untangle it for us. Should Mistress Avis Allen attend Protestant church services?
Okay, religious beliefs aside, just do what you want. But considering this is back in the 1500s where not going to church is actually against the law, our options: A, some have the wrong impression of the Allens' wealth and are envious. Saturn in indeterminate and retrograde. This indicates jealousy. Neptune in retrograde. This suggests confusion. The moon. This represents women. Mistress Allen's problem is her female neighbors. Or, I'm a Catholic. Should I obey the law and attend Protestant church services? B, oh, okay. There may be a creative solution for appeasing the Pope in Rome, whilst also honoring England's Protestant legacy. So, pretty much you have to help this woman make a decision, and you're using astrology to help her make this decision. Now, little things like this, it's fine. When it comes to human health, the answer is not in the stars. This represents death. This advises strength. This represents a surprising political event. So, going through both of these will give you context clues as to, okay, what is the right thing to do? Now, there is a right and wrong way of playing the game. Or you can just do what I do and go,
Eeny, meeny, miny, moe.
Not really. I just go through the context clues. Like, okay, what do the different signs represent? This suggests creativity. This represents foreigners. So you have option B, it involves her religion. Just, there's legal confrontations that could, conspire with this. It's her duty to, she has to do this. So it's like, it's so weird. Because on one side, all the bullshit's starting because her neighbors are assholes. They think her and her husband are super wealthy, but also she has major health issues. I don't know. Screw it. We'll go with B.
I fear the stars confirm your fears. You must attend church every Sunday, lest you risk being prosecuted for being a recusant.
Oh, but then what of my soul, Dr. Foreman?
Methinks I have a solution for that, madam. If you were to cross your fingers behind your back during the service, any Protestant oath you swear would not count. Of course, you must be sure to stand at the back of the church while doing so that only God may see, and no one else.
Forsooth, what an ingenious notion! Oh, Dr. Foreman, you have saved me. You are so wise, sir. 'Tis so. Verily, 'tis most admirable.
But, dear lady, 'tis you who is to be admired. The strength of resolve,
Doesn't count.
your devotion to your faith, and your...
Crossing my fingers doesn't count.
Would you care to see my collection of Venetian glassware?
I think I would. Indeed, I would like that very well.
Should did option A.
Well, it doesn't matter which one you pick. She's actually starting to fall for him. Why, I don't know. So this is just a summary of everything that happened. It's a good idea to keep in mind when you play it again, if you want to achieve a better result, because your goal at the end of the day is to get letters of recommendation. Once you get towards the end of the game, through the end of the route, depending on how many letters of recommendation you get, depends on whether you get your license to be an actual doctor or not. He's not a doctor.
Here comes a beauty dark as night. Her hair does shine, her eyes are bright. A damsel formed for man's delight. Oh, she is quite a lady. Oh, she is quite a lady.
It's weird that they're like singing.
I thought it was weird too at first, but I kind of liked it because it was kind of nostalgic, because it took me back to my choir days when I was back in Catholic school.
Good day to you, sir. I am Amelia Bassano of Bishopsgate, here for my consultation.
Welcome, Mistress Bassano. Bassano, 'tis an Italian name, is it not?
Aye, it is, sir. Though I was born in London, my family are from Venice. They did come to London to gain employment as musicians at the royal court.
Ah, I know one of your countrymen, Riccardo Ferraro, another one of my querents. Mayhap you know him? He hails from Venice, too.
No, sir, I do not know him. Venice is a large city, and as such 'tis home to many thousands of men. And as I did mention, I was born in London.
Aye, of course. Mayhap we turn our thoughts to what brings you hither this day. Have you a question for me?
Aye, sir, I wish to know what afflicts me, for my belly does begin to swell, and lately I oft find myself chundering after meals.
You're pregnant.
Swollen abdomen and involuntary upward purging.
Thank you!
Now, let us consult the stars to judge the cause of these troubles. What is ailing Mistress Amelia Bassano?
It's like the minute you heard her symptoms, you went, yeah, she's pregnant. That's what I said. Literally, it's this one. Because apparently Scorpio represents fertility and femininity. I don't know how Scorpio represents maternity and femininity as far as astrology is concerned, but let's read the other ones.
Oh my, what?
The querent is suffering from liverworm.
Sagittarius. Oh my, they're dangerous.
Ruler of the liver. The querent is afflicted with a crick in the knees, caused by the pressure of excess weight gain.
Yeah.
This suggests the illness is chronic. Like, some of these are ridiculous. This represents an imbalance of phlegm in the body.
No.
It's like, no, what?
Of course,
She's
yeah.
freaking pregnant. You have bad knees because you're fat. Also, there's something wrong with your fucking liver. It's like,
I
no.
neglected to ask, is there a Mr. Bassano?
My father still lives.
I mean to say, are you yet married, Mistress Bassano? I presume you are, for the stars indicate that you are with child. Wondrous news indeed.
Ah, I see.
Of course, it is natural for a young lady to be a trifle anxious when she's expecting her first child. And I see you are anxious, are you not?
Mr. Foreman, I own that I am.
Well, doubtless you are anxious owing to the unpredictable nature of your condition. For instance, sometimes the child might emerge from its mother's womb early, weeks or even months earlier than anticipated. This possibility is a medical fact, and one that should be explained to any husband you may... Do you see what I'm saying, Mistress Bassano?
Nay, not in the least, sir.
Some of my maiden querents, I assume you are still unmarried and therefore a maiden, when they find themselves inexplicably with child, they oft do not remain unmarried for long. I advise you to discuss this with your family without delay, Mistress Bassano. Doubtless they will be keen to make the arrangements for you.
I see. Yes, of course. I must lose no time in finding a husband. I thank you, Dr. Foreman. Good day.
So, whenever you do something good, you'll see something over their heads. In the last case with the last lady, since she technically has a crush on him, she's going to have hearts over her head. Everyone else should have plus marks over their head. If you don't get anything over their head, you didn't do good. But I love how stoic and just mean Emilia is. She's very blunt and straightforward, and she likes to phone it in, almost like a robot. I think she's a robot. That is not a robot. That is not a baby. That is a robot baby. Okay.
Mary Payne is frightened when she spies a looking glass, for 'tis a portal out through whence the gates of hell do blast. A deadly and foul wind that comes direct from Satan's power. La, 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 la.
Run.
The fuck?
Nope, run.
Blessed morrow to you, Dr. Foreman. I am Mary Payne of 4th Street in Lambeth, and come to seek your counsel about my neighbours.
Good morrow, Mistress Payne, and well met. What trouble do your neighbours give you? They play their lutes into the night, perchance? Mayhap a neighbour has cast a malignant spell upon your cabbages.
Why, sir, 'tis no trifling matter. Indeed, 'tis a matter of grave importance. Doubtless you do know we have a Catholic living on 4th Street, a woman by the name of Avis Allen.
Ah, yes.
Oh,
I did
go
hear tell that
away.
Mistress Allen subscribes to the Romish faith. But 'tis no crime to be a Catholic, is it, madam? At least, not at present.
Aye, but harbouring a Jesuit priest is, Dr. Foreman. These evenings past, I have spied a man sneaking in and out of the Allens' house. 'Tis my reckoning the man is a priest who is going hither and thither all over Lambeth to perform the Catholic Mass and take confessions. Doubtless Mr. Allen is hiding him in one of those little cupboards.
You mean to say you think Mr. Allen has installed a priest hole in his house? A secret room hidden behind the wood panelling of a wall?
Indeed I do. I am certain that he has such a hole, and that a priest is going in and out of Mr. Allen's hole from dusk till dawn.
Verily? How troubling. But surely you are mistaken, madam, for under
a
the cover of
child.
darkness, how can you be sure the man you did spy was not Mr. Allen himself?
Nay, nay, 'twas not Mr. Allen. Mr. Allen is a fine, tall figure of a man, whereas the figure I did spy was very narrow and malformed in appearance. A scrawny little imp of a man he was.
I see.
Now, you must not think me intolerant, Dr. Foreman. If Mistress Allen must cling to her idolatrous backward beliefs, 'tis her own affair, and I have no wish to cause trouble for the Allens. And 'tis true that Mistress Allen does now attend church on Sundays and takes the English sacrament just as she ought to. But we residents of 4 Street are decent English folk. We will not abide an agent of Rome sneaking around our neighbourhood, muttering incantations in some devilish foreign tongue.
I think you mean Latin, madam.
Thank you.
Before I act upon my suspicions, I think it wise to know if there be any truth in them.
Then let us see what the stars can tell us. Who is this mysterious stranger, and why does he frequent the Allen's house late at night?
Now, you can use astrology to deduce that it's either Mr. Allen, someone else, and not a priest. And I have a sneaking suspicion that this is going to have dire consequences. Because if you say it's a priest, she's going to get in trouble. If you say she's cheating on her husband, well, the nosy neighbor bitch is going to start spreading rumors about her. The man Mistress Payne saw harbors cruel intentions toward the Allen's household, goods and possessions. Mistress Payne will die die suddenly, mayhap before the end of the constellation. Narrow, malformed, a scrawny little imp of a man. This speaks of a relationship with an untrustworthy foreigner. As foreigners are untrustworthy by nature, this element may be of no particular significance. Wow, someone's xenophobic. Damn. Mistress Allen's maternal instincts have been thwarted by her inability to bear a child, but she stubbornly persists in trying to reverse her infertility. Or C. The stars speak of an educated man who adorns himself in fine cloths. The man Mistress Payne saw is a public enemy who engages in idolatry. I can't read that word. Idolatrous worship of the Virgin Mary. Just say he idolizes the Virgin Mary. Why do you have to use bigger words? We must expand our vocabulary exponentially. Stop it! Just say he idolizes the Virgin Mary. In other words, he is a Jesuit priest. You people are weird. Just gonna go with this one.
Ah, 'twould seem the man you saw is a foreigner who's been secreted into the Allen house to aid Mistress Allen with their family difficulties.
Family difficulties? Come, Dr. Foreman, pray speak plain.
Ah, well, as you doubtless know, the Allens have never been blessed with a living child. Mayhap 'tis the belief of Mistress Allen that the seed of a foreigner would prove more powerful than the, demonstrably less successful seed of Mr. Allen.
Then 'tis naught but adultery, fornication with a foreigner. Mistress Allen will pay dearly for such sinning. Her soul will be damned to an afterlife, beset by the exquisite tortures of hell's capricious demons.
Aye, well, according to Scripture, that is technically true.
But to harbour a Jesuit priest is a far greater evil. We must be glad that Mistress Allen commits naught but the sin of adultery, conducted late at night, with a man who gives forth strong foreign seed.
How do you know her husband's
You
not
have
there?
given me much to think on, Dr. Foreman. Blessed day.
I am glad to have been of service, Mistress Payne.
This is weird.
Yeah, because it's set back in the 1500s. So aren't you glad you were born when we were 90s kids? I'm glad we're 90s kids. I've always been glad we're 90s kids. I sat back and thought, oh, it would be nice to go back in time and,
Certain years.
go back in certain areas. And I thought about it and I'm like, no, 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 no. We think times are tough now. We think, there's racism, sexism, just inequality throughout the world now. Yeah, I'll gladly take what we got right now. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. Thank you so much for tuning in to yet another episode of Astrologaster. With that said, stay safe, stay as healthy as humanly possible, and above all, stay foxy. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And ladies and gentlemen, I'll see you in another episode. Take care of yourselves. Have yourselves a wonderful day and or night. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Bye-bye. Bye.